see Sam Howell. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Seahawks and the Falcons on Thursday night.
It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason. And it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Hello, everybody. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And, Brock, let's dive right in. What are you looking forward to in this one?
Yeah, just about everything, Kate. But these are two such evenly matched teams. You and I know there's going to be 2, 3, 4 plays in this game that will likely define the outcome. That is the beauty of the NFL each and every weekend. Each and every Thursday and Sunday and Monday night, they come down to a couple plays. Who will they be? What will they be? When will they be? Tune in and watch.
Michael Dixon with the honor of getting us started. And we're underway from Seattle. Here comes Williams on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. They're led out by a QB who made his starting debut all the way back in 2012. You weren't still playing then, were you, Brock? He's found plenty of touchdowns since then. It's Kirk Cousins.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean slate this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
Oh, he loses the football. And the Seahawks pick it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, this one's certainly off to an exciting start, partner. Hopefully this is the type of energy we're going to see the whole way today.
Defensive coaches, Kate, love to say, steal a possession, find a way to steal a possession. Well, they stole it on the very first play, and now put their offense in the driver's seat.
So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. They're led out by a 2022 draftee out of North Carolina. He was taken in the 5th round, Sam Howell.
You really do love these moments as a quarterback, bouncing on that field, energized by what your defense just did, giving you a gift at the turnover and some really optimal field position. Wouldn't it be rude, Kate, of them not to accept that gift and put an early lead up to really crush their opponent's spirit?
He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time and go down, but you'll always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
All set up now for 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Here's Howell, 1st and 10. It's complete to Hooper. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
And the shotgun, Howell. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Howell from the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Jason Myers now going to try to knock this through for the Seahawks. This is from 35 out on the left hash. Myers' kick is good. And that will get them on the board.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here comes Williams on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. A lot of grass ahead. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Able to get it to Moore. And this one does not go far. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
Now Cousins again. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
The Seahawks taking the field for their second possession. They've got an early 3-0 lead as they take over here. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Howell again on 2nd and 10. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Howell throwing on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. They're coming off a 4th down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Completed to his running back. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought down by Reek Woolen. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Sending the tight end in motion left. Play action now for Cousins. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And no doubt he wants a good start for himself here in prime time. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Seahawks football. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They kick the running back in motion. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running back sent in motion. Connects with Fant. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Working from the pistol. Howell. Complete beyond the marker. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. This is Charbonnet heading right. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Here's Howell. He finds Fant. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Let's go.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. 3rd and long for him here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Seahawks bringing out the punt team. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. And coming off a 3 and out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Moving in the right direction, 5 yards there, but still got a 3rd and 9 coming up. Looking to throw, Cousins. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Falcons will have a first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw for Cousins. Complete out to the right. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Cousins. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. They kick the running back in motion. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
Howell out of the shotgun. That's caught. Here's Zach Charbonnet. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Just 3-0 is our score. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Howell. Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
To the air on 1st down. Howell finds him over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Now he gives to Charbonnet, coming right. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Howell. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
2nd and 10. Here's Howell. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So 2nd down coming up. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
But partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. To throw again, it's Howell. Escapes out to the left. He's running for it. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Jason Myers out there now to try a field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. He connected once, and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. Myers' kick is good. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
It's Jakeem Grant with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons and Kirk Cousins headed back out to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets this up to the 20 before being stopped. It's a gain of 5, but they're still well behind the sticks. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis and practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they're going to take over possession. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The drive will start with a run by Charbonnet. He doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Arnold Ebiketie makes it there for the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Howell from the gun. Watson with the catch. And he gets him around 6 there. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Charbonnet now up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, he got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now Howell off to play action. Gets this to Fant. And they get this down to the 28. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And the shotgun, Howell. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the gun, Charbonnet gets it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Another carry for Charbonnet. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
The throw is caught. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up. And you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. A very short kick here from the right hash. Myers' kick is good. And that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
And this drive will start inside the 25. Out of the field runs the Atlanta offense. And they haven't been able to find their way on the scoreboard just yet as the deficit has reached 9 points. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Okay, the wide receiver's going to get it to begin the drive. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Right up the gut. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. It's the Falcons. With it, 1st and 10. Cousins out of the pistol here. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Now it's Cousins. This ball's cut by Algier. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. That is caught along the sideline, and he gets the feet down. Wow! He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
1st and 10. Here's Cousins. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 2nd down. Now Cousins again. That one's caught along the left sideline. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. First down throw for Cousins. Completed over the middle. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. They kick the running back in motion. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're first to 3. They'll have 2 left to work. So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo after the field goal. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And it's back to a 1-score game now. The deficit is 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Seahawks offense to the field for the final drive of this first half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. Receiver in motion going left. Here's Howell, 1st and 10. Gets this one to Watson.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Howell out of the shotgun. Connects with Fant. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. To throw, Howell. Hauled in left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. He finds Fant. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play.
Offside. Defense.
Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. Not much time left in the half, so the kicking team out on first down. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Myers' kick is good, and that'll make it a 2-score game.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Back to throw it. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. He's got it inside the 25. We've reached halftime from Seattle. It's the Seahawks leading in front of the home crowd. Now from the extreme northwest to the extreme southeast, we're going to head down to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with our buddy, Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they'll square off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Then, later in the afternoon, we highlight that game going on in Houston, where it'll be the Texans taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football to wrap up the week between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Huard.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks are out for another look on offense alongside QB Sam Howell. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Howell. Hits his running back. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Troy Anderson that time with the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Play made there by Clark Phillips. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Howell back to throw. Throw left side, complete. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
And the Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
This is Charbonnet. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Howell from the gun. Hits him on the in route. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. To the air on 1st down. Howell. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Working from the pistol. Howell finds the in route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks grow the lead coming out of halftime. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
They want to run it across. And he will get into the end zone. They go for 2, and that gives them a 3-score advantage.
Every once in a while, we don't have to confuse this game. Simply beat the man in front of you. Carry the ball over the line. Rushing football at its finest.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Grant with this return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Second down carry for Algier. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Finds his man over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. On the option, it's Algier. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
That's caught for the first. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. Trying again, following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that brings up 4th and long. They'll bring out the punter here. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. The Seahawks headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. On 1st down, this is Charbonnet. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. A.J. Terrell making that stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard.
Again, it's Charbonnet. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
and 10 at the 39-yard line.
The give now out of the shotgun. And he's officially into enemy territory now, and they're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Howell finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A pickup there of 33 yards. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. Straight ahead with Charbonnet. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there. That's going to be a penalty.
Defense.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still second down.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
On third down, they're going with Charbonnet. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they catch the illegal block in the back, Brock, and that's rare that we see the clipping call. It's a dangerous play. It's rightfully going to back up this offense. Al throwing on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
That's another Seahawks. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
On the ground with Charbonnet. And they will stop him at the line on what proves to be the final play of this third quarter. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Another chance at it on second and goal, still from the 5. Motioning one of the tight ends. Again, the give to Charbonnet. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. Buckle up, it's third and goal.
Brings up third and goal.
Howell now. He's on the move. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. It's a Sam Howell touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Grant with this return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Falcons ready for their next possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Cousins out of the pistol here. He's got a man left. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 47. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Love. And the Seahawks take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
They run with Charbonnet. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 45-yard line.
A tight end in motion now. On 2nd down, a run with Charbonnet. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. He gets 6 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he slides to a stop after a great run, but still not quite enough for that 1st down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Howell out of the shotgun. He has the 1st over the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They bring the tight end in motion. 2nd and 10. Here's Howell. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. Touchdown, Seattle. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock, he sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks grow their lead yet again. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Grant with this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Another drive coming up for this offense. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Dumped off to his running back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 37, Scott reels it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They kick the running back in motion. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Running back sent in motion. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now it's going to be third and long. Out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Desperation time here on fourth. Into the hands of Pitts. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. And absolutely no chance of getting the yards he needed. He's brought down well short, and they're going to turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
The Seahawks ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. The drive will start with a run by Charbonnet. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Running back, motioning right. Howell from the gun. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stopped for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Punt team on the field. Michael Dixon will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. This offense ready to get going again now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. He's trying to push the field. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw, Cousins. Completed to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
First down throw for Cousins. And he can't reel it in. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now Cousins again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Pass interference. Defense.
So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Short pass brought in. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They kick the running back in motion. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And what will they dial up on third and short? Cousins. Pitts brings it in. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
Such an exciting play lost because of that penalty. And this offense now left to think of their next call as they make the long walk back down the field. Along the sideline, he brings it in. They say he got the feet down too. Excellent work. They got 24 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10 from the 41. Back to throw, Cousins. Finds the in route, complete. And he's taken down at the 30. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Running back sent in motion. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got it.
And that'll chip away some of this near the end. It's caught for a touchdown. The Falcons making the scoreboard look a touch better. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons get it back to a full 3 possessions now, 24 points. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
From the gun, Charbonnet gets it. And he found some running room for a nice gain. So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. And this was the type of response you always hope to see after a loss, Brock. Get right back out there and find a way to win the following week.